Why hello everyone, my name is Yu and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing playing Genshin Impact. We just finished a new story quest. And now we have Cloran's story quest. But because Cloran's story is so connected to Navia's, I feel like it's gonna be important to first do the Navia story quest, given that Navia is also going to be present in Cloran's story quest. So I would prefer to do Navia's story quest first, learn more about her and her family, and then move on to Cloran's as continuation of this. So, let's see. Shimmering memories, braving the tides together. Go to the court of Fontaine. I'm already here, baby.
My role as champion duelist.
That's actually just I randomly ended up here.
Partners.
So it's lore accurate. Hi, Navia.
That voice! It's Navia!
Okay, guys, just imagine that I was going to do Cloran's quest, but then Navia appeared here and she just stopped me. Let's go with that.
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
Glad to see you with your lovely smile. Just getting our daily dose of adventuring in. No plans in particular.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson.
Yeah, I would imagine. They are quite far away from one another. This also reminds me of her teaser, where she invited us for the reconstruction celebration. Wasn't Spina di Ursula affected too? Should you really be the ones offering compensation?
Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Ursula should take some responsibility as well.
That is a fair leadership.
Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date.
I see. Well, that's something.
Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another.
What errands do you have at the court?
So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off.
And then...
And then, since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own.
Okay.
But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
Yeah, relatable.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, want to take a look?
Let's see.
Let Paimon see. Wait, there's nothing here but a bunch of weird symbols. This looks like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick. And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
Damn.
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Their faces. They're astonished.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Maybe you just use standardized shorthand symbols next time? Maybe just write out each item next time?
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later.
That's always like this.
Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Well, you'll learn from your mistakes.
Well, now you know for next time.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think they're anything too super important.
Uh-oh.
Worst comes to worst, I'll just make another trip.
Well, that's fair to assume, because, if it's something not that important, there's a way lower chance of you forgetting about it. And if it's something important and you wrote it down in a symbol, then there is a higher chance of remembering what that symbol means. And if she doesn't remember, it's probably not as important. Most likely. But everything is possible.
Ah, so you're going to head back now?
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, wanna come with me and check out the town for yourself?
This is an era of 4.7 and Poso hasn't been reconstructed yet. Took a long time for me to get here.
You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
Absolutely. Let's go, bestie.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
Paimon, this is not a date, okay? This is all too sudden. What are you flustered about? I'd be interested in taking a look. It would be a pretty nice break, too.
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Nice.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
I don't think she means that. I think she means the direct boat from here to there.
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats.
Yeah, I figured. Oh, that's nice. They highlighted the choice that teleports you right there. This is the first time I'm seeing this.
All right, follow me. I'll take you there.
Get on the boat, get on the boat. Oh, actually.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
Nice.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Right, it's the Navia line, Clementine line, and Callus line? Was it Callus?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Alice
Callus.
and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
Went by. So it's not her actual name. Spina di Ursula was one of the main sponsors for the construction, right?
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson?
That actually true. That's true.
Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
So there's a line to the port. There was a line to the institute, and there is a line to Erinius. There is no line to the second port, and there's probably a third port. I'm not sure about that. And there is no line to Poisson. There's only 3 lines, one of which is broken. I'm guessing the lines were just mostly for the most important places, I guess? Poisson is pretty significant, and it's not like you can go from Poisson properly to Erinias and take an aqua bus, you know? It's gonna be difficult to do.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. So there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson.
I mean, it's not a hub, but people live there. There's gotta be some sort of transport, right?
You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
You probably didn't have enough family members to name them all. They should have like made you a brother or sister. Then would have been 4.
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The aqua bus is so convenient. It's really a huge shame.
I'm glad they are addressing this.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
Well, something that big also wouldn't have been just his call. Perhaps the rest of the Spina didn't see a point having a 4th line. That seems strange. That seems strange. Maybe so, right? Well, when you think about it, most of the places where Aquabus is going are levitated, right? They are on a higher level, while Poisson is on a lower level. And so they couldn't just make a slide, they would either have to make an elevator to make a high aqueduct, like aqua line. Or if they built one on their level, it just would be a normal sea, right? So there's like no point. You either way just can use the boat instead of the aqua line, right?
But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it.
Fair enough. I guess he was the one that didn't see a point in building a line. Well, again, now that I think about all these complications, right? I too honestly don't see a point. Now, I'm looking at the distance, right? And I'm seeing that line. And this line is practically right, almost above Poisson, right? Like really close to it. So what they could do is like make there an elevator and a platform, like a bus stop, right? In the middle of the line. That could work.
From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Okay.
Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Yeah. Pretty complicated.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out.
Like, I'm sure the fishermen of Poisson, right? They would much more prefer traveling by boat. That is an that's so nice. Okay, I only see Navia.
It'll be a while
no,
before we
there,
get to
there we are.
Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Okay, I assumed that it's gonna
Navia,
it's gonna switch
what
by
was your
itself
mother like as a person?
because we're on the boat. Paimon.
Oh, Paimon, sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They
Oh.
always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws.
That's nice.
My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
So she was more like a people person, while he was a business guy.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
It would seem so.
Yeah.
I'm trying now to
But those are
reflect
just
that
stories
on
and
Navia.
anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her.
Because she is a very people person. But she is also a businesswoman when it comes to dealings with Poisson.
Sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart.
That's so sweet.
Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea.
That's a more laid back way of looking at it. Well, Nivellette is
I've
hardcore.
lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving.
I'm not gonna mention the Hilichurl. It would ruin the moment.
The fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward.
Missing Milus and Silver?
Of course, I still haven't really gotten used to a life without them.
That sucks so much, man. Why did they have to go?
But I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Everyone, even my parents, have already overcome so many obstacles.
They're such goats, especially Silver.
Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
Get your glasses, man. Sunglasses. that sounded like an insult for a second. I wanted to
We've
make a
reached the
silly.
shore.
Like,
Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
I'm such a terrible hype man. Jesus Christ.
Navia, do you think she's doing alright?
She seems to be managing, but yeah, she most likely bottles up a lot of her sadness. And because she is in this position, right, that she has to take responsibility for so many things, she cannot allow herself to be overwhelmed by her emotions. Even though she was letting out a lot of emotions during the Archon quest, but it doesn't mean that those emotions have gone away. She's still devastated at so many losses, but now she has to take a grip and manage the situation they are currently in. She feels like she has to. and she can't allow herself. She's always been having to cope with one thing or another.
Okay. Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Also, now that I think about it, why are we only using boats if there are flying boats? Hello? Why are they only for puzzles? Hello? And for trailers. I wonder if we're gonna see Clorand. I was thinking, why is it so bright here? Okay, let's see the reconstruction here. It seems already more organized than I remember. Hey, that's the guy that was one of the suspects, wasn't it?
Boss, you're back! Traveler and
Florent.
Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Florent.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your
Florent?
turn to take care of Navia now?
Okay, I'm sure that the voice actors like over-exaggerate that, right? Because I've been watching Redness, and he's like, he knows French, so he knows better. And I know that most of the pronunciations here are not as great, but the vibe is there, right? That's what matters. I myself want to try and pronounce it as it meant to be pronounced. But I'm not an expert, so...
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance.
We can be your attendants.
We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Nice.
Thank you for the compliment, boss.
I'm sorry, Florent, but you're never gonna be Malus. Well, maybe when you get older, maybe. We'll see.
As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson.
Yeah, it looks nicer. It looks like it was before, when we started. You know, now that I look at that building, like the closest one, it looks kind of like a fish. Without a head. Like, I don't know if you guys see it. But it's like its tail that towers upwards. And I do not remember. And I do not remember what are those things called? Like their their legs. I do not remember what they're called.
Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now.
Yeah, we were suspecting you at first.
Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Although, don't worry, I never suspected you. I knew from the beginning who that was.
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
Wait, I was talking about my things. What are we talking about? What are we building? A statue?
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson.
Commemoration to parents! Let's go, Callus.
But since my father was known as Callus the Unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
Yeah, it looks fine. Seems to be okay.
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
Shouldn't Navia be featured with them too?
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble.
What are you even talking about? Hello? The whole Archon quest? You did so much for these people, what the heck?
Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
I'll build you a statue myself, what the heck?
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
Yeah, don't be humble. You have to have more... I shouldn't say confidence. Self-esteem, there we go.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
You deserve it, come on.
Hey,
Have some praise.
If you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people.
Okay, I can understand that it's kind of too early for that, but still, you went off with a bang as a newbie president, okay? Like, don't undervalue what you did. Not on my watch. I think it'll just be a matter of time.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet.
That is fair enough. Again, just do not undervalue your accomplishments. Never do that.
Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
Now that I think about it, I remember seeing a scene in the trailer, in the 4.3 trailer, where Navia was like shooting rocks. Is that how she's gonna make a statue? Just fucking shooting a shotgun into like falling rocks?
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
Hey, she said my name. Me?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
Well, if you insist.
That's,
Shh, Paimon, shh. It's my moment.
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner.
See, Paimon, shh. It's my time.
Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas?
Sorry, I'm just really nervous, you know. Paimon, how do I look? Shouldn't you be running the show?
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone.
Well, that's exactly what we are doing right now. Setting their images in stone.
So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
Okay.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Okay, I love this. I love these moments. Okay. Then let's try for something imposing. Then let's try something out into the distance. Strike a happy pose. Okay, so I'm thinking about looking into the distance. Because, like, looking into our future, right? That's there in the distance waiting for us. Like, that sort of thing. Very inspiring, right? Imposing would be... I don't know. Not a big fan of that. That would, like, leave a bittersweet image of them. Especially since he was known as Callus the Unfaithful, right? And a happy pose also doesn't quite match. But I'm gonna say happy pose for now. I'm sure they're gonna let us change our answer. But I wanna choose the happy pose. Just to have a happy pose with Navia.
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Paimon, get a shot as if as if I said something funny. As if that ever happens. Oh my god.
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Okay, tell me we can actually change. Because that was a cute moment and I'm so glad I saw that. I'm so glad we got to see that. But I want to change it to something else. Although I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that outcome.
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Will we even be able to tell that they are laughing? Maybe maybe they are choking.
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs?
Okay, let's see. You're so funny.
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
I don't know what you said, but you said something funny. Okay, so there are wrong answers and correct answers. And I'm assuming imposing is going to be a wrong answer, so let's see what's it gonna be like.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
Hey! The smirk. Okay, this actually doesn't look very bad. It could actually be really cool.
This
Potentially.
pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rasula's glorious golden age.
Is this actually what we're gonna go with? What about looking into the distance?
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person?
Maybe one of us is imposing and the other one is cheerful, maybe?
If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Conspiracy.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
So looking into the distance then.
Oh, Paimon was just
Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias.
Paimon, what do you mean? You're already disappear whenever you want. New alias.
You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else.
Okay. That's fair. Looking into the distance.
Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea?
Yeah.
Sure, let's give that a try.
Hey, that's so good. Okay, I love that. Hey, look at that. That's a giant fish. I didn't catch it, but it looks cool.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate.
And their first date.
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
The heck? Oh, look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, over there is a flying lavender melon.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Do you see our height difference? What do you mean too tall? Hello?
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Callus, dear, look! That's your sense of humor! But there's nothing! Exactly.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
I thought you were a fairy. What do you mean you're a fan? Although, it's summer already. Maybe I would need a fan.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna point to the fish.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
No! The point is not just looking out into the sea, it's looking out into our futures.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
Missing the whole point. Hey.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
Well, at least we tried. We could try to mix them up too. Just imagine Callus pointing into the distance while Clementine is in her glasses with a parasol like, I don't give a shit what you're pointing at.
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups.
Souvenirs, some joint photos. I would keep those. I hope we'll get some in our teapot. Maybe.
Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo
Man.
shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time.
You flatter me. You flatter me. I'm not that photogenic, you know. You're more photogenic than me.
Oh, outfits! Ugh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Adele. We went to see a lot of girls. that came out wrong.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
There was a lot of people who. She always believed that her father, Jacques, was a good person.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too.
Is it the girl with the mother? And the girl, like, was very hostile towards us? Because her father died, right? Is that the girl?
I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina.
Yeah,
She will just have to
most
wait
likely.
a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift.
That's nice, that's nice. Although, how do you know ahead of time what kind of size she'll need? So that's just kind of random.
But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start.
You just wanted to be a part of the photo shoot, Batman. You're just a jelly. You're just a jelly. You're just a slime jelly. Hey, at least this way we got some cool pictures.
Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
Who's back?
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
Oh? It's the guy who was in the Fortress of Meripede.
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought.
Well, he seems chill.
After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
Man. It feels so lucky to get a moment like this, right? Because not every day someone gets to leave the Fortress of Meripede after serving their sentence. So for us to witness a person actually returning home from there, that's a huge moment.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
Well, Navia seems to smile at least. Because she didn't sound too excited to see him.
And this guy is?
Put two and two together, Paimon.
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meripede some time ago.
What do?
But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Oh no, he doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know. Poor guy.
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
This guy is so oblivious. The only thing he knows is that the fortress was going to be flooded, and well, he most likely knows about the flood that happened, because whenever the flood happened, most likely most of the inmates, if not all, were on that ship. So he must know about the flood, at least.
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded.
Yeah.
I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Oh man. Let me tell you, it's a long story.
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case. A lot of things have happened in Poisson since then.
Oh yeah.
First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
Helpers.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
We have been cool. All credit to Paimon.
Wait, now you suddenly resist taking a dig at Paimon?
Okay, I'm not gonna say that was sarcasm.
Nice, nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
Oh god. Ah, he's oblivious.
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
I mean, it wasn't just you, they kept everyone safe.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I wonder how close this guy was to Malus and Silver.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost
Oh,
their
God.
lives in the disaster.
Oh god, Melissa. No more grilled fish.
Malus and Melissa, dead. They're just gone?
Huh. He didn't mention Silver, so I guess he was closer to Malus than Silver.
Malus. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Well, he was shaking. You could see the shaking animation.
Hey, keep it together.
Paimon, this is devastating news for someone who just returned.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
So Silver was more like a newbie at that time. That makes sense because Malus was quite older than Silver.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning, there was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine, like, returning home after so many years of spending in prison, not knowing what the hell was happening, and coming back to this sort of mess. Yeah, that will be devastating. Navia explains everything that has happened recently to Coulter.
All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
Practically, yes. Had I not personally experienced all those events, I would also have found them very difficult to accept.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romeu?
Rome who?
Rome who?
Not a name I've heard before either.
Oh, something not even Navia knows.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the Aquabus lines.
Uh-huh. So we're getting into that.
Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson.
So of course there were people that were kind of against contributing to the court of Fontaine instead of Poisson. Because that didn't benefit Poisson at all. Spina just contributed it to the court of Fontaine.
But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships.
Sure, that makes sense. Because you're kind of just volunteering at this point, and providing money, basically sponsoring something that doesn't benefit you. That would show you in a good light.
Not only would the
people.
Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line.
Not even the general populace, but some important people as well.
But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Damn.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
That's fucked up. Jesus Christ. But the most fucked up thing about this is that I can imagine it. I can see how that would also happen in the real world. Where a person would show kindness and get doubt in return. Because I would imagine that the general populace, especially Fontanian, right? Being so invested into the theater and all these shenanigans, they would most likely believe the rumors of, oh, he did all of that just to build a name for himself, to do something bad behind our backs, right? Because there's a bunch of people like that in Fontaine. Like, at all. Like, so many. We've seen that over and over again, so many cases where people have seemed these incredibly gentle individuals and ended up being just monsters. So of course people would also... They wouldn't have trouble believing that Callus was one of those as well. It's so fucked up.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Maybe the other guy also contributed to other people disbelieving Callus. Calling him Callus the Unfaithful. Like, ruining his reputation for what he has done. Potentially. That couldn't have been the first time a dispute like that had happened, right?
Oh, that's a good point. If Callus was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that.
And, I don't know why that's such a funny saying. A thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. That is so, like, unnecessary, but it makes sense.
He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeo's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
Jesus Christ. What brain dead...
So they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Oh, you have a child from that man, that means you're on his side. Oh, fucking...
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side.
I mean, I can understand the feeling of being betrayed, like, when your mediator becomes so close to the other side, right? Like, practically becoming a wife. I can understand that, but still...
Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
Okay, there's no possible way that those guys were responsible for the mother's death, right? Or maybe not responsible, but at least had something to do with it. Because they saw her as a traitor, right? There's no way. Please don't tell me.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue to be a threat.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
That's if he wants to, like, execute revenge on the Spina di Rosula. Because maybe he just had beef with Callus, and Callus is long gone, so... Although... with us restoring his reputation and building him a statue, that could potentially backfire.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
Ah, in that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Oh, of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
Okay, I don't know why. But that response kind of made me a little bit sus of him. I don't want to be suspicious of this man, because he seems really genuine and he shared a lot of info with us. But at the same time, he seemed like he didn't really want. He wanted some alone time with Navia, as if trying to lure her out to be alone. Like, I don't know, I just got a really icky vibe from that. I'm on the fence, but I want to trust this guy. You know, we want to see Adele cheer up.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
I'll be looking over Navia right now. Where you looking, huh?
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
I was curious to see where exactly does this road lead. How are we gonna get to? We're gonna get to the aqueduct, right?
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break.
Let's have a picnic.
Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
I wonder how many years you've spent in a prison.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
And again, we still don't know what he was convicted for.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court.
That sounds like a lot of work. But then again, Navia said that Marcel probably had something to do with his case.
Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callus was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse. Oh, I know. I was
wait.
just being a little nostalgic.
I forgot to read it.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Yeah, you read my mind.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons?
Macarons?
Dreaming of them.
Macarons?
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I
You
have all the
thief?
ingredients. Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this.
And now you have to... you have to have all the ingredients. You have to have a stove always on you. What do you keep hiding them? Under your dress?
Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients,
Where did you keep the stove?
seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients of all.
Should I go get some?
Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask you to go on a trip just for those.
I have a lot in my inventory now.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so he should have some stuff on hand.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
That's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Let's get to work, everyone.
I was actually joking about a picnic, but it's a nice idea. There's absolutely no way you could fit that on you. See this? I'm just cool.
Ah, how did it go? Did you find the ingredient?
Only one?
You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Magnificent. Magnificent. There's the doggos! Shee!
Boss's baking skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
If it's working out, then just accept the compliment, Navia. Come
Have
on.
you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so...
There are still some important things we must do. You really want to pouch... You really want to pouch me from the Adventurers Guild, huh?
Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's all.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together.
Yeah, it's been quite a few months.
Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Navia's right.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
Macaron. Macaron. Of course you would, Paimon. That's the only thing you care about in this world.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
That's nice. Again, I really hope you're not a bad guy. I really hope so.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water, in celebration of this moment.
Yay, let's drink emotions and people's tears. You... I thought I heard something just now. Was it just some small critter?
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
Cheers!
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time.
I don't like this foreshadowing.
All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
I have evidence of you, motherfucker. Come out. Where are you? I sure hope nobody gags me right now. There are the traces. They were here. I can smell them. Butterfly. Poor graphics. I'm on the case, you know. Not Chiori's workshop? How could
Hey
you?
there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nice voice.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
What a smooth voice, Jesus.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has
I
got a
see
point.
you.
Going
My
on a
eyes
trip
are
with friends is
peeled.
always better than staying cooped up at home.
You sick stalker.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Give me the camera.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
They didn't mention why, but you can think.
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me.
Aw. That's so sweet.
After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing.
I
It's
see.
probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person.
You are a very bad spy.
She said she used to be terrified of Papa.
Okay.
So, as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well.
Show me a close-up of his face now, Genshin.
But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
The two of you have contended with similar circumstances.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now,
He's so in
let's
frame,
focus on
come
giving
on.
her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
So I wasn't just hearing things. Thank you for picking up on this. It was so obvious.
Is something up, Traveler?
Follow me. Someone's tailing us.
Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
Navia is so shocked, and the guy's like, huh? Okay, I'm all for going up to that guy to follow him. But at the same time, I don't feel comfortable leaving Navia here alone with this guy.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
There's two of them.
Stop right there!
Hands where I can see him! There's actually three of them. Jesus Christ, they're so inconspicuous. One down. Again with this Looney Tunes bullshit.
We knew you were going to be difficult.
So why did you even do that?
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Hey, I've got a gun.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Did you not hear me? Oh, you bozo. Oh, you poor summer child.
Say cheese!
Enough of that.
Water jet! Bombs away!
I have Navia. Hey, guys! I said I have a gun. Did you not hear me? Hey, hey. Hands where I can see him. Bam!
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
I still have a lot of bullets in my gun. These guys felt like a riffraff, honestly. Like a bait for us.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
We've got people up above and down below as well.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken.
And that's what makes me anxious.
Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula. We were discovered, and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
What are you talking about? This can't be that easy.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Why her? I would advise you to calm down.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
You're lying.
Huh?
You followed us all the way here. There's no more to this. You followed us all the way here. There's more to this.
You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway.
You want us to think that way, surely.
Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Yeah.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
That's right. Set your boundaries, Queen.
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
They're still just a riffraff. There's more to this than just these guys.
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either.
And also, they said that they hate you specifically. I don't know if they were saying, like, you as in Spina di Rosula altogether, but it sounded to me like it was more personal.
If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
Maybe they are blaming Navia for Clementine's death? Maybe the guy was in love with Clementine? I don't know. Ugh!
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
I really hope you're a good guy, my man.
Yes. Plus,
We already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk.
But he said that he heard that they had a financial situation, a dire financial situation. But when could he have heard that? Before he went to prison? If so, it could have changed by now.
I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men...
There is another possibility which seems to be more obvious, and that's that these guys are so poor and this organization of these guys are just no match for us, like, entirely. Like, at all. And they just seem pitiful. But I think that that's what they want us to think.
Then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Well, Marcel was too.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it.
Yeah.
We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties, too. How does that sound?
That sounds fun.
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
You wanna sing? Oh. Did you like your singing session with Ito and now you wanna sing? Although this quest came out before the singing with Ito, but... Oh, we got a suit. I'm watching you.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court.
Huh. That's interesting.
He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
Yeah. Yeah. I know how that is.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it.
Not that I have many people hating on me. It's just I know very much people that face these kinds of problems.
You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
I remember where the room is located. I do not remember the number.
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys to
Fine,
stuff your
Mon.
pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
That's what you get for disrespecting, huh?
Oh, Paimon's sorry! Please have mercy, Navia! If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all!
Come on, you're gonna eat all the seaweed anyway.
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
Ah. Wait for the banquet to begin. Where are we sitting? Here?
Finally on the right.
This is such a small chair for me. You enjoy a fantastic meal. Things slowly die down. You
Hello?
return to your room.
Are you asleep yet?
Navia? Did something happen?
Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest.
Hey, yo.
Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Fishing in the sewers? I mean, let's go.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about. Sure, we'll come.
Oh, she looks so happy.
Well, hopefully I didn't wake you or anything.
You're good. Since the invitation is coming from you.
I knew it! You really are my best partner. Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
There's sewers. Yeah. Fish with Navia. Bum 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 bum.
We'll need a strategy.
Look, Navia. I'm a fish. Better catch me. Hello, I am under the water.
How can you call this fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod?
This is a huge rod. Hey, if we had rods like this, I'd be fishing all day, every day.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about, you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
Well, when it comes to fishing, I can understand the joy of, like, pulling the fish out of water with your own hands, right? But at the same time, like, most of my generation and generation that comes after me is so used to constantly having our neurons activated, receiving some kind of information all the time. I just wouldn't be able to sit down and watch one thing that's just unchanging for the most period of time. It would be devastating. I would want to do something else. I would just my mind would just find some distractions, and I would just completely miss the moment when I need to actually get the fish. So, if it's gonna have, like, you know, this is a huge rod that's fully automated, right? Surely we can put, like, a bell on it that's gonna ring when the fish is when the fish is on it, so then we can just manually take out the fish.
That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Watch out, Paimon. If you fall asleep, I'm gonna catch you with that fishy grotto again.
It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
That's the thing? That's in my genes. That's my genetics.
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway,
Don't say
I
that.
was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
Your mother?
My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say.
That's always like that, man. That's always like that. The petty nature of humans. Whenever someone tells us to do something that we don't want to do it even more. Even if we want to. But if someone tells us to do it, no chance. I've seen that happen so many times with so many people.
My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood.
Yeah.
All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me.
Aw. That's so nice to hear that they respected your mother so much.
Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Malus and Silver were always there too.
Yeah, that's so cute.
No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was.
That's so sweet.
When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me.
Almost, you'd expect to be kind of spoiled with it.
But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing, to the best of your abilities.
Wow. What a great reflection, right? God, she's such a wonderful person, Jesus.
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes.
God. Yeah, I knew there was a reason why she explicitly said that they died protecting her. She said that because she most likely blames herself for their death. That she could have done more to protect them. It must still be really hard for you, Navia.
Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up. I wasn't planning to talk about sad things tonight.
If it bothers you, then there's no need to plan it. You just kind of let it out when the opportunity arrives.
Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's.
That makes sense.
And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least.
Yeah. There's a lot behind her actions. Like, she has to consider her father, her mother. Like, at least she has a lot of reference to how she should act. So I'm sure she's gonna be just an incredibly great boss.
Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
Well, now we just wait for it to automatically catch. Okay, let me do this.
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together.
Or maybe it's just too heavy.
We can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch it.
With your bare hands?
You want Paimon to help too?
Finally, I'm gonna fish you out next time, if you if you aren't careful. After some time, you finally manage to reel in the prize catch together. No, that kind of reminds me of the Radish story. I don't know how popular it is, because I've never heard anyone reference it outside of my country, but it's like a small fairy tale for children about the radish that grows in the ground, and there was like a whole family with there was like a whole family, and first a father tried to get the radish out of the ground, then the mother came to help, then the kids, then even the dog and the cat tried to help. I don't remember how where this goes exactly. It's very short, but the image of so many like family members trying to pull out the radish out of the ground just reminded me of this moment where just Navia tries to catch the fish, Traveler helps her out, then there's a Paimon too. For the rest of the night, your road continues to rack up catch after catch, while for some reason, Navia can't seem to hook a single fish. Navia, did you forget the bait? Don't worry, I've got Paimon for you. Navia is quite upset about her bad luck, but it's only when you begin to head back that Paimon discovers the real reason to the mystery of why she didn't get a single bite.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
That's even worse. It's not even a bait.
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day!
Shit. I had a feeling. Okay, this is not confirming that he's a bad guy, necessarily. He could be like a mediator between the two parties. Potentially. Like Navia's mother. But they are plotting schemes against us. That's... If they were more open about it. Yeah. Even if he is a good guy, there's still gonna be some trust issues with him.
We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Yeah, it seems like they are just presenting him with the facts, and he just has to cope with it somehow. What it looks like.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so
I guess that makes it fair.
Hey, I've caught more fish than you, so... I don't think that's fair.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
I was really expecting you'd fall asleep in the sea. I'd had to catch you out of there.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today.
Okay, Palman, I'm really sorry I'm being an asshole. I didn't want to bring up any traumatic events from your past.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow! So tomorrow something's gonna go down.
So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar.
Oh!
Get it?
Yo! She went for it! She can't keep getting away with this! Sina rubbed off on you, didn't he?
Huh.
She is not impressed. I tried to be a hype man as much as I could. And just where did you get that from? Of course it's from Sino, of course we know.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
Navia's still unamused. She's dead ass just staring into her eyes. That look of disappointment. She's not a fan of dad jokes, is she? I wonder if Callus had these kinds of jokes, too. Coulter seems to like them. I wonder if Maluz had a keen sense for dad jokes as well. Because we only saw him practically in a serious mode.
See, this guy gets it.
See, this guy gets it. Oh my god. When did you turn into Sino Paimon? Jesus Christ. You're not the dad, are you?
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too.
It should work, in my opinion. I think that's a great plan. Oh, we got a fishing rod! Let's go! Is it also missing a part? I sure hope it's
high
not.
hopes for this.
Although if we did get a fishing rod without a hook, that would be a great memory for this quest. That would have been so funny, actually. Okay, so the boss, the other guy, is planning something today. And they have an operation.
We're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking about, yeah. But again, those guys felt so pitiful when they were trying to run away. Like... I can't... I don't know, man. Either they try to pretend to be like that, to make us feel like they are not a threat to us, or they are just legitimately this pitiful and won't be able to do like anything to us. But since they have, it seems like they have some sort of leverage against our friend over here, it could be a problem.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Nah.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
She's already trying to fit in.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
Ta-da!
It's been a while!
Hello again.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case.
No problem at all.
I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
I really feel like when it comes to Fontaine, we did the least. Like, at all. We did the least effort to save the nation. Kind of. Leo is also up there. Kinda. When it comes to Fontaine, outside of the whole crisis, like, the only thing with the crisis, we just defeated the whale, right? That's the only thing we did to avoid the people dissolving. But at the same time, what we did is we solved a lot of cases. So, I guess that counts.
You're really amazing. And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too. What's in this thing? Can I look?
She's so excited even without seeing a gift yet.
Of course. Go ahead.
Now she's gonna be over the moon.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform. Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
Yeah, don't worry. We have visionaries that look into the future, and they saw your measurements from the future.
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Oh, so that's it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia. I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can.
That would be messed up if she picks up a size of the uniform that she's not gonna fit in. Like, that's not gonna be a good fit for her. Like, because there are people that don't grow up to be, like, very tall and just stay small.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it seriously.
God, this man is spitting wisdom sometimes. Like, I really liked him. I really hope that. Jesus.
Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Yeah, I guess he really didn't want for us to come along. He wanted to lead Navia to be alone. Hence, those guys were waiting in an ambush. Yeah.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Uh-oh, here we go. That was a nice moment. It was very sweet.
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
Hello?
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them.
Right.
We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
Could they have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose. Florent, where are they keeping their explosives?
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
Are they planning to... No way. Disrespecting Clementine like that. Oh, you bitches.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Okay, it's not just like disrespecting the legacy of Navia's mother. It's also gonna like be a huge, like a blow for Fontaine's economy and tourism and stuff like just traversal in general. Because Clementine Line is very important for traversal with Sumeru goods. That's very important.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Jesus.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
We have to stop them.
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them as far away from the entrance as possible.
Let's get everyone onto
sorry,
our ship.
Navia. Sorry.
That should be the safest place.
Onto the ship.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you?
Of course.
If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground.
That's what not only the ones that are using right now, but also the fact that they are not going to be used at all in the future.
Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Got it, yeah.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe, too.
They are quite selfish, because...
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Oh god. Oh god, what's about to happen? No way, you mother...
Watch out, boss!
Florian, please. Oh, Navia's got reflex. Coulter, you bitch. I did not expect this from you. You must be really desperate to be acting like that. Oh, you're lucky my ass isn't here.
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
You're lucky. Navia, get the umbrella gun.
I
Umbrella.
thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
So Florian did help.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Coulter, are you with Romeo too? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Yeah.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
Wow.
You better stay close to me.
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out.
Even... what?
But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia.
Of course, the girl is at fault. Just shut the fuck up.
Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. And Silver died because of you. And so many more dead. Everyone dead. All because of you.
Okay, this is the last thing Navia needs right now. Someone else blaming her for all of this. You bitch.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was an act too?
Okay, I don't think that was an act. I feel like if he didn't care for all those people, he wouldn't be angry with Navia right now.
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia! It's always because of you!
Fuck.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved!
So easy to blame someone else, huh?
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all?
If they didn't care, they wouldn't sacrifice their lives for her, you dipshit.
Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing?
Oh god, I would love to just...
Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past before you came?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes.
You didn't do any mistakes, Navia. Please.
Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me?
Don't doubt yourself.
Is their kindness...
Don't doubt them, Navia. Don't doubt them.
Shut your mouth!
That's right,
I,
Adele.
for
That's
one,
right.
really
You
love
tell him.
Miss Navia, and my mom loves her too.
You tell him. Yeah, you're into the Spina. You're a part of the Spina now. I don't care.
Know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that.
Yeah, you tell him.
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now.
Oh, he would. He would beat your ass himself. If he could.
You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
Oh yeah, I don't want to hurt you. Just shut the fuck up.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this.
You tell him, Navia.
But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am.
Yes, and you love them just as much.
And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula.
That's right. That's right. That's my boss. That's right. You don't disrespect my girl like that.
This one's
Say
got
cheese.
your name on it. Watch out! Fire! Well, with rocks. This one's got
Bye-bye,
your name
bitch.
on it.
Oh, this made me so mad. Oh my god.
Florent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
Thank you for being a real one, Florent. Like, I'm sorry for saying you won't be like Melus. You've truly proven yourself today. You're my man now.
I don't know, but I have to go.
You will be, Navia, you will be. A short while earlier, you and Paimon left
Let's
Poisson.
hurry up there. We waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Yep. Oh man, the time limit. Oh, that's nice, okay.
Hold that pose!
You know who
Into
I
the
have here
shadows.
with me? Champion duelist, motherfuckers. What are you gonna do now, huh? You don't stand a chance. The Navia line will be safe because Clorand is here.
Ready.
You don't stand a
These
chance,
certainly had a lot
my
of muscle.
guy.
They're really slowing us down. But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction.
Oh my god. Nucia. Nucia as the explosives. What is this?
Into the shadows.
Oh my god. Okay.
Time to testify.
Let's go.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism.
Oh my god.
How can we disable it?
I don't think we can.
Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff.
What's this? Him just pointing. Don't press it.
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
Could it be some kind of keyhole?
Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key.
I don't think so. It would be
Okay,
too easy.
you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
I don't think we can stop it. Watch this! Not on my watch. Ha! Oh. Just me and Paimon beating someone up. Nothing unusual. Search. Paimon.
Let me turn this guy over.
Come on, Paimon, you got it!
Super heavy.
Ah,
Probably eat a whole Paimon just for breakfast.
you gotta eat more Paimon. that was a nice moment. Search. My guy! Where did you keep that radish? Oh, he's a sturdy one, alright.
Oh, you found
Oh.
it! That's amazing!
That actually was a key. Okay. Operate. Come on, Paimon.
That should do it, right?
I sure hope so.
Navia and Florent should be able to relax now.
We should still check out the perimeter just in case.
Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives elsewhere, too. Let's go.
Yeah, I was also thinking that they would not only blow just one pillar, but multiple. Cutscene! Oh no. Oh god! Okay, that wasn't a line. It's just rubble. But rubble is going to Poisson.
What's that?
Oh my god! No, the jump! Shit! Powers! Yes, let's go! Finally! Using some of the elemental powers in the cutscenes. Thank you! I wanted to see that for a while. More rubble coming.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
You blocked them all.
Oh yeah, the Spanish guitar.
I'm doing this the Spina way.
Oh yeah, let's go, let's do this. Oh yeah, the guitar man. And her swinging on her parasol. That's a huge trouble.
Fire!
Fire! The ultimate. I love the music so much. That's so good. Paimon. Hey. Oh, Navia. Hey, you did this. You saved Fason. I wonder what blew up. Just the mountain? Did they want the mountain to collapse onto the line? Because the line was going through the mountain. Yeah, that's what you get.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to.
That's right.
Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you are so cool!
Hey, Navia. You saved everyone.
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time.
Feeling a bit fatigued?
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
That's interesting. Too much elemental energy. So even visions take a toll on a person that uses elemental energy.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Yeah, Paimon, it's more than that. Hey, Florent.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeo really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
What about Romeo himself?
Got it. That's good at least.
Okay, don't show this guy's face again. Just lead him away. Lead him away from here. Get him out of my face. Or I'm gonna enforce my own judgment on him. I'll call Chevreuse.
Coulter. I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious.
I sure hope for your sake that you'll listen to her.
I am not callous, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the aquabus routes,
Oh?
so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
She wants to build a new line.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callis would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula. But once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you, Navia.
It does seem
As
like
I
he was
thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
blinded by his rage and sadness. Ultimately, it doesn't turn my tongue to say that he wasn't a bad guy, because he clearly was an asshole. But it was just his emotional turmoil that led him to this. It wasn't like he didn't care for humans or anything like that. He was just too emotionally unstable. So I'm glad to see he kind of came to terms with Navia. That was the ideal solution for this. So I'm glad it came to this. It could have been way worse. He could have not let go of his hatred. But perhaps he did. Who knows?
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon.
Give this poor girl a hug.
If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself.
God damn it. That would have been so tragic, Jesus. Because it's not just the line, it's the representation of her parents, too. And one line is gone, as well as her father. And even though she didn't know her mother, her line is still here. And it's like one of the closest connection. And she even talked about it, that she associates this line with her mother. And to lose that, yeah, that would have been like losing your mother twice, practically.
A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again.
That's what I said, yeah.
Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Oh, right. We don't know. We don't know what happened to... Oh, God. Oh, God. We haven't seen anything, and we just saw this guy being taken away. And acting like normal around Navia. We didn't even see his outrage.
Just give her some time.
I'll get you back to Poisson.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left.
Of course. God, I would carry you on my own arms, like... anything you want.
I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth.
Yeah? What's up?
Do you really see me as your partner?
You're even asking. You've been my first partner ever since I came to this place. Like, I didn't even consider Lini as much of a partner as you at that time.
Of course.
Ah, the voice line!
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
Ah, poor girl. She had to go through so much. Jesus Christ.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me.
A little weird, that's true. But that's because I've never heard you doubt yourself before.
I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was.
From my point of view, I would say that you're constantly doubting your capabilities. It's what you fear the most. You fear not being strong enough to protect the others. That's why you continuously doubt yourself and your strength. But you constantly see how the people of Poisson and their lives change for the better. You constantly improve their lives, even though these mishaps sometimes appear. It's not even your past. It's just the past of the Spina di Ursula catching up with you. It's not your responsibility to face these things, but you have to. At the end of the day, it's not like they are issues caused by you. but at the same time, you have the strength to deal with them. And you have shown it today.
Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Navia, if, let's just say, for example, your father regretted ever scolding you or trying to teach you the ways of the Spina di Rosula, he wouldn't have sacrificed his life just to protect yours. He was so afraid for your life. He wanted for you to be this. He wanted for you to continue. I'm sure he would be proud of you, as well as everyone else that gave up their life.
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
We too, yeah. Floran as well.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well.
Oh?
There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
What, did you finish a statue of
Floran.
Navia?
I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
I'm sure it will be pleasant.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
I have a feeling like, even though she didn't want to, but I feel like the people of Poisson will show their appreciation for Navia by also making her statue beside her parents. I feel like that's something they would do. I see something on the ship that wasn't there before, but I don't see what it is exactly. It's definitely something stony, it's like a stone slate. Please tell me it's Navia with her parents, please. That would show the appreciation of the people and will boost the confidence of Navia. Oh, it's not a stone
Why
slate.
is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
It's a cloth. There's definitely a
This was
statue.
supposed to be a gift
but-
to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished,
Ah, so it's not yet finished.
but special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before, so I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Navia, don't stress it.
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Come on. Cheer up. Ah, that's my guy. My man. And the mother. And, they look so sick. Oh, so the statue is not done. It's just the design. I'm assuming.
This is
I'm assuming this is the design for the statue.
Papa, Mother, and me.
Callus looks so sick. Like, ever since we saw him in the second act. Oh my god. I love his design so much.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow.
I wonder if Navia
This
ever
is the
saw her
statue you
mother.
mentioned before?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working.
Really?
We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
That's so smart.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Mrs. Clementine?
Let's go. Hype her up. Come
Even
on.
though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
That's right. That's right.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
This is the best thing that could have happened to her. Like, to see the people she has been working for all this time show this appreciation, that to show her that, yeah, you did this for us, and we appreciate you so much for what you've done.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
That is what she needed.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We're gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
My man, Florent. My man.
That's what we believe as well.
I will also always believe in the bond between us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is.
That's right. That's right.
This really is quite the surprise.
You deserve some rest.
I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
And she's holding her hand. Oh my god. Her mother is also beauty. Gallus had taste. And that's the end. Oh, that's so good. That was such a good and satisfying quest. Oh, it made me feel so many things. You know, maybe someday I will also be there. You know, by your side. You know, comparing my height to Navia and comparing Navia's height to Callus's height, I'd feel like breathing him into like his stomach.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much.
That's
I'll
right.
pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you.
That's right, Navia. You got this, girl. That's what you needed.
Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
There's no need to be embarrassed about that. It's been a tough time for you, Navia. That's just how it goes. Important thing is that you have someone you also can rely on, right? You can rely on me, you can emotionally rely on your people. That all contributes. About the gift from the townspeople.
I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this.
Not even a portrait, it's still
seems
gonna
like
be a
I'm not
statue.
such an unlucky person after all.
Oh.
It seems like I started to question my... Looking back on it...
About Clementine.
You know, I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted me to live a happy life, that's actually a tall order as well.
That's right.
In practice, it's just as hard to achieve my father's expectations for me.
What is the true meaning of being happy?
Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines.
Yeah. What a great family, Jesus. Such a shame they're gone.
Seems like I started to question. Looking back on it,
Why do
I'm honestly
so many
embarrassed
great
by how I
people go
acted
away
earlier.
first? Ugh. About asking, do you really see me as your partner?
Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Please don't say that again. It's super embarrassing for me.
She was so caught up in the moment. And again, she was doubting herself, and she wanted some... what's it called? I forgot the word. Basically, she wanted some reassurance. Yeah, I do not remember the correct phrase.
Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait. But it'd also be bad if you were to forget it.
Make up your mind, come on. I'm not gonna forget it. And you too, don't forget what I said to you, please.
Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention it again.
I'll take you to the grave, partner. Oh my god. Such a great quest. That made me appreciate Navia so much more than I already did. Based, family, based. Such a shame I didn't get to meet them. Wow. Ether, come on. Yeah, I've felt a lot of emotions and have said a lot of things that I wanted to say. I feel really content now. I don't think like there's anything else that I want to add. Maybe I do, but I just... I'm so fulfilled that I just want to end it here. So... Thank you all so... That stare. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my journey with Navia. Because I certainly did. That was an incredible experience. Wow. So, I'll see you all next time. Peace.